This New Day cooking segment brought to you by Ferguson Bath Kitchen and Lighting Gallery, powered by Electrolux.
Hi there, welcome back. Maybe you've heard about this, all the new ways to spice up popcorn in both sweet and savory ways, and you can do it at home. It's pretty easy. Here with a delicious tutorial. Please welcome back Not Without Salt blogger Ashley Rodriguez. It's good to see you.
Good to see you
It
too.
smells so good in here. I wish people could smell it at home.
I know.
But do we start just with, how do you make really plain popcorn so that when you add things, you get the flavor you mean to?
Well, here's the deal. I have 3 children at home. Friday night is religiously movie night. They take it very seriously. So, of course, we always have popcorn, and I wanted to keep it really, really simple because I don't want to add too many extra steps. So, we're flavoring butters, we're flavoring salt, so you can just basically go through the same process of as you would make popcorn, and then just a few extra steps.
Do you air pop, or what do you
We
like?
use one of those old-fashioned air poppers.
Awesome.
Love
okay,
it.
so it doesn't require anything fancy.
No.
So what's the first kind we're going to demo today? You're
Okay,
gonna
so
teach
this
us how
is
to do
really
it.
exciting. This recipe is actually coming up in my new book that's coming out this fall. Have you been to the Cinerama and had the chocolate popcorn?
I have not.
Oh
I
my
know.
gosh.
I know.
Oh my
I know.
gosh. Okay. Okay, so we're going to start by making a chocolate popcorn, and actually we do a black and white version. So you have some of that salty, buttery, and some of that sweet chocolate. So we're going to
I
start.
don't know who first came up with this salt and sweet stuff, but it's
They
genius, and we should
deserve a
never
medal.
stop.
Yeah, exactly. So we have about 6 tablespoons of butter in here that we've melted. And if you want to get a rich, nutty flavor, you can brown those milk solids. And then to that, we're going to add dark brown sugar,
Okay.
half a cup of that.
Do you want me to stir that up or anything?
Go forward and stir
Okay.
that. And then we have cocoa powder, baking soda, and sea salt. So the baking soda is kind of help it have that toffee like crunch, that really crackly.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
add
A
that
little
in there.
science while we're at it.
Of course.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna stir that up, let it come to a boil.
Might have to turn it up
Melt
just
all
a
that
little bit.
sugar. And then this one does have the extra step of baking it, but you're gonna bake on that sort of candy coating, and so it'll actually keep in an airtight container for a little while. So
Awesome.
you can have it around for a while.
All right. Do I keep stirring it while it heats, or just leave it alone?
You can leave it alone, let it come up to a boil for a little bit. We'll, let's say it's all boiled and melted, and we'll just add that to
For
it.
TV purposes,
For
we'll just
TV
pretend.
purposes, exactly. It doesn't take very long. We bring it to a boil, let it simmer for about a minute or so. And then if you want to stir that up now,
Okay.
and just to kind of coat it all.
As
And
best
I-
I can. Here, let me
Yeah,
pull this off of
there we
here
go.
because that's what's making the
Get that
stovetop
one
beat.
over there.
And I'm trying to coat as much of this as I can.
Yes. And then also in the baking process, you are going to be kind of stirring it on the tray a little bit so it'll kind of coat it up more.
Okay. Trying to do this without throwing any of it on the floor.
That
That smells
is
so
nearly
good.
impossible, I have
I know.
found.
Yeah. Well, the 5-second rule, you know?
Exactly. Exactly. That looks great. And because it has the salt already in that sugar syrup, then you're getting all that nice seasoning.
There we
all
go.
throughout. So
Now what
just
happens?
Add it to the tray.
Woo, look at her go. So just some parchment paper or baking
Yep,
paper.
exactly.
Here, I'll
And
take
then, thanks. And then we would put it in a low oven, about 250 degrees for about 45 minutes. So.
And that is
and
simple as
that's
that.
it.
And so you've done the salty over here and the chocolatey over
Yeah.
here. So as you're eating, you just
You get that
oh
sweet
my
and
goodness.
salty. That's how they do it at the
Woo.
Cinerama, and I love it.
Okay, very good. What's our second demo?
Okay, so now we're gonna move over into the savory side a little
Excellent.
bit. So these.
This scares me a little more, so I'm glad to learn about this.
Oh,
Because
no,
I
this
mean, the
is-
sweet, I'm like, you're going to put chocolate on it, I'm going to eat
There
it.
we
That's
go.
no problem. But what's going to happen when it's savory?
Well, there is a little bit of honey in this one, so we're
Okay.
easing you into
Yes,
the
thank
savory
you.
side of
Good.
things. So you add a little bit of that honey, maybe about half of that
About
honey
half
in there.
of
And
this?
this is all to taste. This is no science involved right here.
Okay.
And to that, I'm gonna add some of this Frank's hot sauce. It's a really
Wow.
lovely hot sauce. It's really vinegary and bright, which I love.
It is producer Joseph's favorite.
Oh, good.
In fact, when he asked me if I had any and I said no, he looked like,
Oh, well.
Pretty
now,
shocking.
Now's your time.
Pretty
All right, so I'm just going to
shocking
add this
shortcoming.
again to taste.
okay.
If I was doing this for the kids, it wouldn't be very much, but because it's for us, we can
You are
just,
going for
we
it.
can just go
Alrighty.
for it. So again, we'll bring that up to a simmer and sort of let it simmer for 1 to 2 minutes. We kind of want to evaporate off of some of that moisture so it doesn't make our popcorn too.
Now I have a little bit of like little red dots in there. Am I doing something wrong?
No, you're doing it absolutely correct. As the butter starts to come up to a simmer and boil, it'll work itself out.
That'll work out.
And then to this, you can add some fresh rosemary.
Wow.
And again, you're just creating this lovely, fresh, herby, spicy, sweet butter. So you're just flavoring that butter. Or fresh thyme is also really, really lovely. And then once that's had a chance to sort of incorporate all of those flavors, we'll just add it to our popcorn.
Really? Okay, which one is what this one?
That's
Or have
the
we done-
one. yeah.
Oh my gosh, magic popcorn
Magic.
comes
So
out
if
of
you
here.
want to just pour that over,
You
but
bet.
it's really just like you're
no
adding your
idea.
melted.
There were elves underneath the little oven top.
Stir it or toss it or however you want to do it.
So no big deal, just do that.
Yep.
Shall I taste this? Because I really
Yes,
want to know
your
what this
first
tastes
taste
like.
of
Here we go.
Frank's.
That's delicious.
Oh, good.
Oh, that's really interesting.
Yeah, it is really
That's not so
bright
spicy.
and vinegary. No,
Yeah.
it has more complexity. It's really nice.
Ooh,
but
I'm gonna like
sriracha is
this.
also a really, really fun choice.
Which
So,
everybody has.
Yep.
But Frank's hot sauce is
Frank's
what you
hot
like for that.
sauce, I do.
Okay, let's talk about a couple other things that you brought. You have one with lemon, garlic, and Parmesan and rosemary.
Yes.
Which one is that? This one?
This one right up here, and I have a little bit of that butter that I made earlier. So you want
goodness.
to bring, and again, you can use coconut oil or olive oil. You don't have to use butter, but basically we bring up whatever sort of fat you want to use up to a simmer. Add thinly sliced garlic into that, and then you brown them so they turn into garlic chips, and then add some fresh rosemary minced and some lemon zest. And
sounds
then
delicious.
toss that with grated Parmesan, and it is so delicious.
Plus you have a little wrought iron mini skillet, and this is an excuse to buy one. It's adorable.
So adorable.
Okay, and so your blog, Not Without Salt, is something people should check out. What is the purpose of that blog?
The purpose of that blog is to sort of tell the story of how we do food in our home, and my heart for everything that I share is just to encourage people to spend as much time at the table as possible. And so it's just the recipes that we love and how we bring people into our home and how I feed my children and all of that. So
I love it. Thank you so much for sharing this.
Thanks
This is
so
another
much.
way
This
to
is so
enjoy
fun.
movie night and to know that these things are not so confusing. We can do them pretty easily, and the chocolate popcorn is happening at my house like right away tonight. We have listed out all of Ashley's popcorn recipes on New Day's website for you to enjoy. Thank you for sharing those. We appreciate it. Up next, we're going to get hypnotized and have a good laugh at the same time. I'm not kidding. We'll be right back.